Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, the historic inauguration of President Wosu.
Also, a man is exonerated from jail.
And find out when and where you can pay your respects to Oswego Deputy Campbell.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Julianne Fike.
And I'm Casey DeSalle.
The Oswego County Sheriff's Office has announced information about the Deputy Callie Campbell's funeral service. On September 25th, Campbell died in the line of duty while responding to a fatal car accident. Campbell drove into an intersection fully when she was T-boned by another vehicle. Campbell was a deputy in Oswego for 17 months.
Campbell is described as fantastic and always loving the job. The funeral service will be held at Fulton Alliance Church tomorrow at noon. Deputy Campbell's family is requesting the calling hours to be kept private. A reception for family, friends, and law enforcement will follow the services. 3 residents in the city of Oswego were displaced due to an early morning house fire. Yesterday, firefighters were dispatched at 7:36 a.m. to a report of a fire at 335 East 9th Street. Upon arrival, heavy smoke and flames were coming from the rear of the home, and all occupants were reported outside of the residence. 3 pets were also saved from the fire.
This weekend was the 6th annual Return to Oz event for Alumni of Color. This event is meant to celebrate all of SUNY Oswego's alumni of color and everything they have achieved. This year's planning committee included members from the class of 1969 to 2022. This event had performances, music, and old food.
The Office of Sustainability will be hosting a campus-wide effort to clean up litter. This includes Lakeshore Cleanup, as the campus recognizes being responsible stewards of Lake Ontario. The event starts at 4 p.m. tomorrow and will meet at the Verano Campus Center welcome desk 5 minutes prior. All materials needed will be provided. The event is weather dependent and any cancellations will be posted on the Oz Sustainability's social media account.
This past Friday, SUNY Oswego inaugurated its 11th president, Peter Wosu.
Our WTOP-10 reporter, Sana Zakiri, is here to tell you all about it. Over to you, Sana.
Thank you, Casey. SUNY Oswego celebrated a new milestone just last Friday, welcoming Peter Wosu as the 11th president in the university's 163 years of history. The inauguration took place from 1 to 3 in the Deborah F. Stanley Convocation Hall. Friends, families, students, musicians, and professors from all over gathered to celebrate the occasion. Several leaders from other universities, including several SUNY schools, were present as well. Throughout the ceremony, many speakers shared their interpersonal connection with President Wosu. They expanded on his work, ethic, generosity, and strive for success. President Wosu makes university history as SUNY Oswego's first president of color and first president to have immigrated to the United States. He takes pride in his Nigerian heritage and values not only the diversity, but the vibrancy of our university. Since August of 2023, Wosu has set out to foster an inclusive environment at SUNY Oswego, one that embraces our diverse backgrounds and honors our differences. Wosu has ambitious plans for the future of the university now that he's president. This includes Vision 4040, expanding SUNY Oswego's progress. Through his extensive research and program planning, Wosu now believes that he can double the number of students and graduates by the year 2040. He proudly addressed the university at his inauguration, expressing his joys and thanking his peers who helped get him to where he stands today. As SUNY Oswego embarks on this new chapter under President Wosu, our community is filled with hope and excitement about the future. Now, back to you at the bench.
A violent armed robbery in Bridgeport is being investigated by the Cicero Police Department. Police say the robbery occurred on Sunday at around 12:10 a.m. at a mobile gas station on the Route 31. According to eyewitnesses, a man wearing black clothes and a red face covering, holding a handgun, stole money and personal items from the store employee. The suspect then proceeded to strike the employee in the back of the head with the handgun.
Attorneys for New York City Mayor Eric Adams asked the judge to dismiss the bribery charges. Adams' attorneys claim these accusations are vague and made by, quote, zealous prosecutors, end quote. Adams pleaded not guilty on Friday to charges that he accepted illegal campaign contributions from a Turkish official in exchange for political favors. Adams planned on serving as mayor while fighting the charges. Adams is due back in court this Wednesday.
After spending 24 years in prison, J.J. Valquez has been exonerated for murder. A judge on Monday vacated the 24-year-old's wrongful conviction in the killing of retired police officer Albert Ward during a robbery in 1998. The judge cited the results of newly discovered DNA evidence, which was not available at the time of Valquez's trial. DNA evidence could have impacted the jury's consideration of another trial evidence.
The weather seems to have been all over the past week. Let's take a look at what's to come with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs.
Good evening, everyone. And yes, it has been all over the place this last week. And we did have sunny skies and nice temperatures today to cap off the month of September. And potential rain showers will arrive midweek. And October is known to be New York State's wettest month on record. Will we see a wet October ahead? And when is fall going to arrive with these temperatures in the mid 70s? I'm ready for 60-degree temperatures. All that and more in our full weather forecast ahead. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up later tonight, a Russian jet got too close.
And the Amazon is starting to feel the heat. Get a break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your nightly news. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs. And as we're currently looking at our current conditions outside as we go, we're seeing about 65 degrees under mostly clear skies throughout the day. Pressure sitting a little above 1,000 millibars, indicating that nice clear weather that we're seeing. It is feeling pretty humid out there. The humidity is at 89%. So if you got that kind of warm, icky feeling, that would be due to your humidity. The dew point's at 62, so with that, we could see some fog start to roll in here soon. And the wind's coming off the lake about 5 miles an hour east-northeast. Taking a look at our statewide temperatures out here in western New York, we're sitting in the mid to upper 60s along the I-90 corridor here. And coming along more up to Oswego area, we're sitting about the low 60s, 61 in Fulton. Going down the 81 corridor, also in the mid to low 60s. Looking over more towards the southern tier and the North Country region, we're also sitting about the mid to low 60s. Watertown coming in at a low, along with Tupper Lake in the mid to high 50s. Taking a look at our commuter cast for tomorrow, we could be seeing some dense fog begin to roll in overnight. As I mentioned, that dew point at 62 with the temperatures dipping lower than that. So you could see some fog for your morning commute, so take note of that and be ready to leave for classes early tomorrow morning. But don't worry, that should clear up throughout the day as skies begin to clear out, making for a nice evening commute on the way back home. And October is known to be New York State's most precipitable month on record. And looking at the next 6 to 10 days or so, New York's looking at about average, with most of the nation being below average. We can kind of see in the southeast corridor here, we might be seeing another disturbance, giving them some more rain coming into the next week or so. Taking a look at our future forecast, we are going to notice that clouds do begin to settle in about tomorrow morning or so. Clicking ahead along to tomorrow night, we can see temperatures still in the mid-60s or so around Fulton, with cloudy conditions. Now, we will begin to see some of those rain showers, as I had previously mentioned, roll in overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday morning, which could create some travel issues as well. Rain will continue throughout the day, clearing up by the evening time, and temperatures cooling off with a nice cold front coming on through. Taking a look at our extended forecast this next week here, Tuesday is going to be mostly sunny with temperatures in the mid-70s, so still leaning in the summertime there, with those showers looking to come in on Wednesday, with temperatures dropping to the mid-60s. That looks to clear up for Thursday, with skies returning to sunny and those temperatures climbing right back up to where we were before in the low to mid-70s. And taking a look ahead at our weekend, we are going to see there's a chance of some showers Friday with highs still in the low 70s. And then looking ahead into the weekend, temperatures will be cooling off into the mid-60s with mostly sunny conditions. And looking ahead to next Monday, there's a chance of showers with those temperatures remaining cool, so fall might be making a return. That's all for my forecast tonight. Back to you guys over at the desk.
Hurricane Helene has claimed the lives of at least 119 people across 6 states, with hundreds of people still unaccounted for. With the majority of those losses suffered in North Carolina, Laura Aguirre has more from Charlotte on the storm aftermath. Around 1.7 million customers remain without power across the Southeast, according to Power Outage USA. A federal public health emergency has been formally declared in North Carolina as well as Florida and Georgia.
Unruling will have a major impact on abortion in Georgia. The state judge ruled that Georgia can no longer enforce its abortion ban that went into effect in 2022. This law banned abortions from happening after 6 weeks, and now the judge said that women will have the full power over their bodies. But the judge said that this has limits, and women about 22 weeks into the pregnancy will no longer be able to have the abortion.
The man who allegedly claims he had explosives at a Trump rally in Michigan was charged in court. Stephen William Nahu pleaded not guilty to the charges of making a false threat of terrorism and being in possession of bomb-making materials. Authorities claimed that he ignored commutes to stop and sped through the checkpoint, but sources say that no explosives were found in Nahu's car.
New images have been revealed of how Brazil's historic drought is affecting the Amazon rivers. Multiple rivers from the Amazon are experiencing record low water levels. Ships are being stranded, and large areas of sand are now visible where water once flowed. Many experts are blaming this on an unusually hot Atlantic Ocean.
A video has been released of a Russian fighter jet flying by the U.S. off the coast of Alaska. The incident occurred in international airspace in Alaska's Air Defense Identification Zone. The video shows a Russian bomber flying near an American fighter jet and a Russian fighter jet cutting the aircraft. U.S. defense officials described the Russian pilot as being unsafe and unprofessional. Coming up, the new changes coming to Medicare.
And don't miss the exciting Prime Day deals happening next week.
This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. Good deals aren't just for Black Friday. On October 8th and 9th, Amazon offers deals across all major shopping categories. These deals are equal and even better than what's available on Black Friday. However, unlike Black Friday, these deals are only available for Amazon Prime members. For Oswego students who want these good deals, Amazon offers a 6-month free Prime trial for college students.
This Halloween, you can dress up as your Chipotle order. 2 years ago, memes circulated the internet of Chipotle Halloween costumes. Last month, Spirit Halloween and Chipotle revealed a variety of costumes all based on some Chipotle classics, featuring a bodysuit of a Chipotle napkin, fork, and many more. All costumes are available across the U.S. at select locations while supplies last.
12:01 a.m. Tuesday Eastern Standard Time could be a moment like one we haven't seen in the U.S. since 1977. Unless a deal is reached, members of the International Longshoremen's Association plan to go on strike October 1st at ports along the eastern Gulf Coast. Emily Schmidt reports what that could mean for you.
Star Wars, a new release. The last time there was a strike at 14 ports, striking from Maine to Texas. But an impasse between the International Longshoremen's Association and United States Maritime Alliance now threatens today's consumers and businesses.
Over $5 billion of wine comes through those ports every year. 70% of our wine imports, most of our rum and whiskey imports, the bulk of our roasted coffee.
Thousands of union members walking out would mean no one to handle most of what's coming in at these ports, especially perishables. The American Farm Bureau says 3 in 4 of the nation's bananas come through these ports. Nearly 100% of cocoa beans are imported.
About $1.4 billion in ag trade will be impacted on East and Gulf Coast ports each week that this takes place. 318 million of that is ag exports, which impacts our farmers' bottom lines each week. 1.1 billion in ag imports, which impacts our consumers as well.
Retailers anticipating a strike rush to get holiday goods on hand before the deadline. But economists warn ongoing actions could have a multiplying effect.
A 2 to 3 day strike will take 2 weeks to clear. A 1 week strike will bring us into November, and then a 2 week strike will bring us into early next year before those containers and ships will be processed.
So much on the line if what you need is packed up with no place to go. For Consumer Watch, I'm Emily Schmidt.
Joe Biden announces historic changes to Medicare as a part of the administration's recent negotiations with drug makers. This will save nearly $6 billion for the federal government, as well as $1.5 billion reduction in out-of-pocket costs for seniors. On top of this already large sum of money, the negotiation program will also save $100 billion across the next decade.
Rwanda is facing a deadly outbreak of the Marburg virus. Marburg is similar to Ebola, however, there is no form of treatment or vaccine prevention. These also comes with a bleak 88% fatality rate for those who are infected with the virus. Currently, Rwanda has 26 infected individuals, 8 of whom have already died. However, there are no people affected with the virus in the U.S. The U.S. CDC is currently sending experts to help with the ongoing situation. Coming up, Alex Kemnister has the latest in sports.
Alex, can you give us a quick preview?
Sure can, guys. Coming up, we'll take a look at both women and men's Oswego soccer, a heartbreaking loss in the basketball community, and a baseball postseason preview. I'll be back with your full sports report after the break.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Nightly News. I'm Alex Chemnitzer with your nightly local and professional sports report. Tonight we'll be kicking right off with our Oswego soccer teams. The Oswego women's soccer team fell to the Oneonta Red Dragons Saturday afternoon in their first SUNYAC game of the season. The Red Dragons came out firing right out of the gate, intercepting a Laker pass at midfield and scoring off a breakaway in the 3rd minute to put them on the board early. The pressure didn't stop there, though, as a defender's header off a corner kick would put Oneonta up 2-0 against the Lakers in the 28th minute. The Lakers had opportunities to respond with a penalty kick before the half, but were stopped by the Red Dragons keeper. Throughout the second half, a combination of offside penalties and gritty Oneonta defense would hand the Lakers the L, giving the Red Dragons their first win of the season and dropping the Lakers down to 4-4. The Lakers will look to bounce back against the Canton Kangaroos on Wednesday. Moving on to the Oswego men's soccer team, the Lakers will also look to bounce back after losing their first game of the season to the Red Dragons on Saturday. Oswego started hot this season, holding on to an undefeated record through their first 7 games. However, with the loss to the Red Dragons, the Lakers will move on to take the Canton Kangaroos at home this Wednesday. The Lakers have won 4 out of their last 5 games against the Kangaroos, dating all the way back to 2011. Oswego has averaged 2.6 goals per game in those matchups and will look to get on the board early after being held to 1 goal in each of their last 2 games. The Lakers will try to avoid going 0-2 in conference matches this Wednesday at 4 p.m. On a more somber note, the basketball community mourns the death of NBA Hall of Famer Dikembe Mutombo today. Mutombo, a 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, passed away at the age of 58 from a battle with brain cancer earlier this morning. Mutombo was a pioneer, becoming the first Congolese-American professional basketball player in 1991. Mutombo was famously known for his mountainous frame and his not in my house finger wag block celebration. Dikembe Mutombo was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2015, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest defensive players in NBA history. On a more positive note, the Mets and Braves split a doubleheader this afternoon, both punching their tickets into the 2024 MLB playoffs. The Braves will take the 5th seed, and the Mets will fall to the 6th seed in the National League. Atlanta's Marcell Ozuna, the New York and New York's Francisco Lindor both had remarkable games in the doubleheader, combining for a home run and 5 RBIs. With both teams snagging the wildcard spots, the Braves will take on the San Diego Padres, and the Mets will take on the Milwaukee Brewers in the first round. The MLB playoffs will kick off with the Detroit Tigers taking on the Houston Astros tomorrow night. Getting into our highlight of the week, we have Sunday Night Football. The Bills taking on the Ravens at the Flock's house. First play from scrimmage, we have Derrick Henry taking an 87-yard house call to the crib. Just when you thought the king was washed, he hits a top speed of 21.29 miles per hour, the 4th fastest ball carrier of the season. Derrick Henry beat the washed allegations in this game, putting up a total of 209 total yards and 2 touchdowns on just 24 carries. King Henry is certainly making a statement for that Offensive Player of the Year this year. That's his 103rd touchdown of his career, and he is closing in on 10,000 yards. Lamar Jackson showed Josh Allen who the real MVP is of this season, facing off and holding his title as he finds Justice Hill into the end zone for a quick little touchdown. Justice Hill had a nice contribution to this game with 78 yards and a touchdown. The Ravens hand the Bills their first loss of the season, improving their record to 2-2 and giving the Bills their first loss, dropping them down to 3-1.
President Jimmy Carter turns 100 years old tomorrow, becoming the first president in U.S. history to hit the centennial mark.
And a number of events to celebrate Carter are in the works, including a flyover of military jets over his hometown.
There will also be a naturalization ceremony and concert held in Plains.
According to family members, Carter's birthday wish is to vote in the presidential election.
It's crazy to believe that Jimmy Carter is the first president ever to reach 100 years old.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is, and it's such a, wishing him the longest life possible. He would be the first president, and like you said, 100 years is nothing to shake your head at.
Alex, can you give us something to look forward to in sports coming up?
Yeah, so MLB playoffs are starting tomorrow night with the Astros and the Tigers, like I previously mentioned. And the Tigers are red hot heading into the postseason. I mean, anybody can beat you, and it is really important. It is really important to win the games you're supposed to, and I think the Astros might take the Tigers in round 1. But a lot of exciting stuff in the MLB world coming up. Jacob, can you give us one last report on weather?
Yeah, so we are going to see the temperatures kind of fluctuating within the next couple of days here with some rain on and off. But overall, it should be pretty well going into the next week, and then maybe some showers to start off next week as well.
That's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Stick to Sports. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.